to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty, and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands and airwaves where this conversation takes place. Land which was never ceded. Land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally, and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to their elders past, present, and rising. Today I'm talking to Pawan Dutta. Pawan is the executive chef at Melbourne's newest luxury hotel, the Royce. Channeling all the golden glamour of the roaring 20s, entering the Royce feels as though you're gliding onto the set of Luhrman's The Great Gatsby. It's beautiful. No stranger to cooking in glorious and luxurious settings, Pawan has had an enviable career, travelling to and working in over 80 different countries, in 5-star hotels, resorts and on luxury yachts. This glamorous world has by no means gone to his head. Pawan is humble and grateful for the opportunities he's had to research and cook a plethora of cuisines using unfamiliar ingredients. And the way he speaks about his current team and his philosophy was heartwarming. After Pawan and I had spoken, I was lucky enough to have a taste of his menu in the Showroom Bar at the Royce. The brief for the menu was British, and this too required some research for Pawan. He's nailed it. The flavours were modern, elegant, and utterly delicious. A standout for me was the sous vide chicken with potato terrine, braised Dutch carrots, and whisky jus. They say the simpler the dish, the harder it is to really get it right. This was right in so many ways, and I can't stop thinking about how good it was. You really must go online and check out the rooms at the Royce. They're divine, and if you stayed there, I don't think you'd ever want to leave. There's also the most glorious ballroom up a sweeping curved staircase, and the breakfast and lunch room with its garden dining option is so stunning in its Art Deco detail, I actually just wanted to live there. Even the air at the Royce has a certain perfumed je ne sais quoi that must be inhaled to be believed. Oh, thank you. Oh, lovely, thanks. Thank you. Sparkling would be lovely, thank you. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Same here.
Where do you want to
Well, please.
go in there?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Lovely.
Please.
I'll see you.
Thank you. What a beautiful
It is a beautiful property.
Yeah. How long has it been open?
A little more than a month and a half.
Thank you.
How's your day been?
It's been good, thank you. Yes. What day is it? Saturday.
It's Saturday.
I'm on holiday, so I'm like...
Amazing.
Thank you.
But unlikely weather is not great.
No, but it's not as cold as I thought it was going to be, actually.
No,
It's kind
no,
of,
it's not.
And yesterday was quite balmy, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right,
So
yeah.
you're not working today?
No, I was off today, and
Oh,
I thought
see.
that it's a good opportunity where there are enough chefs in the kitchen,
Yes.
even though we have a small function today,
Okay.
and I want to give them a little bit of room to do their thing
Okay.
without me being there all the time.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, Saturday night, just do it. It's okay. There are enough chefs. You can handle it. You can do it.
I think
So-
it's really good, especially on a Saturday.
Yeah, like we are not because it's just been opened like a month and a half.
Yeah.
We're still sort of sensing what the pattern is.
Yes.
We still don't know what the pattern is.
Yeah.
So sometimes on a Monday or a Tuesday, it gets really busy in the evening,
funny.
and then on a Friday, it's a little bit dead. Or even as a Saturday, as you can see, it's not quite there. So it's a little bit up and down at the moment.
Yeah.
And my philosophy is I like to empower people. So, luckily I've always had bosses who had trusted me. So I want to, impart the same trust in my people.
Yeah.
It sort of lets them own that situation so that, the chef is not here. Let's put our best foot forward and, so that there are no complaints.
I think that's great, and I think it says a lot about you and the way you've set up your team then, because I think some chefs, would worry or, their ego would be get in the way of that. But I think, as you say, thank you, that absolutely that for a team to run really well, they have to be able to do it without you.
Right, absolutely,
Otherwise-
yeah, because I can't be here 24/7.
No.
So again, it's hospitality. It's not just one person. Yes, I give them the motivation. Thank you. I give them the motivation and of course the basic recipes, and I teach them the craft. But it's up to them also what they make of it. And like I said, I can't be here all the time, so I should be able to trust my sous chef and my
Yes.
team to make the right decisions.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's just not my hotel, it's everyone. If the hotel is success, we all are a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that way.
Have you always worked in hotel kitchens?
Yes, so my journey started back in India. After doing my bachelor's degree, I worked in a 5-star resort at Taj Hotels. That was about just a little less than a year.
Yeah.
And then I went to Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think it was because of my father. He really wanted me to get out of India and learn something more.
Yes.
So I think Dubai is a great place for young chefs because there's so many nationalities, so many great chefs, so many great restaurants. So you learn the craft, you learn the basics very well. So I was there for about 3.5 years, and I gradually, from a commis, from a demi to a chef de partie, like I got promoted, and that's where the base. I think I learned most of my basics there. And then from there, I went to work with Ritz-Carlton in Doha.
Okay.
So that was a great opportunity. Again, Ritz-Carlton is, it's an amazing, amazing company. And that place really taught me to calm down a bit. Because, old school chefs were always a little bit yelly. Or, how old school chefs are. So not that I was like that, but I'm afraid if I was staying there for a while, like, in my previous jobs, I would have become that. Because it puts so much pressure that you need to be aggressive all the time. And I think Ritz-Carlton imparted that in me to be a true gentleman.
Oh, wow.
And it sort of stuck with me. I like to treat people the way I like to be treated.
Yes.
And it sort of worked always for me in my favor.
I was just thinking when you were talking, do you think, well, you might not know because you might not have worked in restaurant kitchens, but I'm just wondering, because we talk a lot nowadays about leaving those days of the yelly chefs behind.
Right.
But do you think that maybe hotel kitchens, and obviously not all hotel kitchens, would they be a bit behind a restaurant kitchen in terms of coming up to that, because it is still quite brigade-like and there's a lot, and I don't know, I was going to say there's a lot in play with the hotel because it's all about the whole
Right.
package.
Yeah, I think I did do a small stint in Melbourne actually.
Yeah.
I was working with, that was my first job in Australia. in a standalone restaurant. I was working with Guy Grossi.
Oh.
I mean, he's an amazing, amazing chef. So I was working as a head chef there for about 7 months.
Yes.
And I'd learned a great deal. But that's when I really realized that was my first time working in a standalone restaurant, that restaurants are not for me. Like, I've always had a hotel background, especially 5-star luxury properties, and I wanted to keep it that way. And I was lucky enough to, that my career graph always kept me that way.
Yes.
And here, pre-openings are never easy. There are so many challenges, and you have to do so many things and have so much patience. But I'm so glad I did that, took that step, and
What do you think it is about? What is it about
hotels?
Yes.
I think they're more organized.
Yes.
We are here not very bound with SOPs, but I believe there still needs to be some sort of standardized procedures in place where people are held accountable for their positions. I believe that in standalone restaurants, it's like anyone is making a decision. If it's a family-owned restaurant, everyone has their own opinions, and you're just working for them instead of working for the guests. Whereas I believe that hotels, we have a common goal, and that is the guest. Of course, everyone has their own parts to play, but I like that. I like that being a part of something luxurious.
Yes.
Without being pretentious, but straight from the university where we were taught how to hold the cutlery and how to eat, to my first job in India or even in Dubai, Ritz-Carlton, and then I was working on a private mega yacht for about 5 years and traveling the world. Went to Conrad in Maldives, in Tokyo. I believe that has also molded me into the person I am. And I thought that working in a standalone restaurant was sort of taking it away from me, both professionally and personally. I mean, don't take me wrong, there are some amazing standalone restaurants, Michelin star restaurants around the world, three-headed restaurants here in Australia. But I just felt that I needed that whole package. I needed something more, not just one restaurant. I want to be in charge of an entire hotel where something goes wrong in any restaurant, number of restaurants in the hotel, or in an event, or in the room service, or for breakfast. I like that challenge to be held accountable, and I think that's what happens when you work in a hotel, that you sort of own the entire space. So it's about ownership for me, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell me about the food at the Royce.
So we are leaning a little bit towards British cuisine.
Yeah. It's very great Gatsby, I have to say.
It is. And when I came for the interview, and then my GM, he showed me around, and of course, you see that this is a gorgeous property. Even when it was not fully done, I knew it was going to be something special. And the challenge for me was everyone who walks through the doors is already in their mind, they're thinking, wow. And I don't want the guest to say, I went to the Royce and it was absolutely gorgeous. However, and that however can be in terms of food or service. And it's like we're competing with the beauty of the hotel. So the standards are pretty high anyways. So I wanted to maintain those standards. The brief was given to me about British cuisine, and I've never lived in UK, or I have not trained with Michelin star chefs. And I was thinking about it. It was a bit overwhelming for me at first. And I was discussing with a friend of mine back in India, and she was telling me, think about as a reverse psychology, without being trained by a Michelin star chef, or without being from UK, or have lived in Europe, you're still here. You've still accomplished whatever you've accomplished. So just believe in yourself and just keep doing what you do. And I think that's also, every time I tell myself the same thing, So when we were making this menu, I did a lot of research about not just the cuisine as such, but ingredients. Have a list of ingredients. Like, let's talk about what vinegars they use, what oils they use, what meats they use, and then sort of have an idea of how the flavor profile works, what are the dishes which are famous, and how I can bring those dishes without following a specific recipe or stealing from another chef, but how I can make that our own and put my own little twist on it. So that's the journey which happened with the Royce.
And what have you narrowed that down to? So what are some dishes that are on the menu?
So, I mean, it's pretty eclectic in the end, if you see. So this is just a sample of what you will be getting today.
Oh.
But, we have a traditional chicken liver pate, which you find in most British restaurants. But we've just made it into a little bit different with a crystal bread where the bread is translucent. So it looks like a piece of glass, but it's not really. So we whipped up the pate with pickled cherries, and it's absolutely gorgeous dish. Or something like a Wellington, but instead of making a beef Wellington, we made it a vegetarian pumpkin with still kept the traditional elements like a duxelle, but the spinach was a spinach crepe wrapped pumpkin with malt vinaigrette and your charred asparagus and grilled tomatoes. Other British elements are eaten mess. We play a lot with the flavors. So since this is our first time making this menu, we've learned already so many things in terms of seasonality. So we started when it was summers, and I know that the restaurant and the hotel was pushed back a little bit. So we're keeping that menu till the winter, and then I'm just working on the new winter menu at the moment. Yeah.
And I had a look online at the rooms, and they look amazing.
Yeah.
Especially that 2-story loft suite.
Yeah.
I would love to stay there. So beautiful. And are the people staying there and then dining here? Is that's obviously the understanding?
Yeah. So I mean, we have room service as well.
Yeah.
So if they would like, it's the same menu for breakfast and for Showroom Bar, so they can order anytime they want. But I think obviously the rooms are so beautiful, so I can't even say, forget the rooms and come and have that experience in the restaurant, because the rooms are just as beautiful.
The rooms are so beautiful.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
I don't think I would leave the room.
I was lucky enough, like during the beginning, I was lucky enough to stay in one of the rooms for 2-3 days, and I didn't want to leave, to be honest. Yeah.
And it's such a lovely part, area to walk around as well. We came in the Uber up that side road. It's lovely for guests just to go for a little walk and then
absolutely,
come back to their lovely room.
Yeah, so
it's easy to get into the city and
Yeah, I mean it's like you get on the tram. It's literally 3 stops and you're in the city. I live in the city.
Oh, do you?
So it's very easy for me to commute.
Amazing.
I'm sort of new to Australia. I just arrived about 3 years ago.
Okay.
So. And that is also sort of a learning process for me, where sometimes people talk about these famous chefs or famous restaurants or these institutions, which maybe I'm not familiar with. But I believe it's also good because I have no preconceived notions. It's like a blank slate for me. Yes. When people talk about these things, I can make my own judgment by trying the food from that place or just an area in general.
Yeah.
So I just arrived before COVID, and but luckily I have a cousin here and his family. So
what made you move here?
It was actually my cousin. Because he saw I was moving around so much, and he said, "Why don't you come to Australia?" And I was thinking, after being to so many countries, I was thinking, so what's next for me? I wanted to call a place home. I think in many ways, when you travel so much, it changes you. And I thought, a part of me may not be able to settle back in India.
Okay.
I mean, I still, don't take me wrong, I love India. I love being with my family. I think the food is absolutely gorgeous.
What part of India are you from?
Delhi. And but I still thought, why not another adventure? Um, and I just decided to apply for a permanent residency, and I just got it. So from Tokyo, I moved to Australia, and then even with the pandemic, I think I had other plans in my mind. Obviously, that didn't work out, but I also always believe that everything happens for a reason, and it happens for the best. So, if there weren't many Italians then, probably Guy Rossi wouldn't have hired me, and that journey wouldn't have started. So I always believe that everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely. And right back at the start, so you did a degree, but what made you decide to get into hospitality and become a chef?
I think I always knew that I liked being in the kitchen. I used to always follow my mum, and even though obviously I was a kid and she wouldn't let me cook anything, but I still felt very safe, just even standing in the kitchen and watching her work. But then even I didn't understand what it was. But gradually I started cooking a little bit more, helping out a little bit more, making a dough, like we eat at home, make a dough of the bread, or make a sweet like a semolina pudding, and she let me, and it turned out to be really great. And it was such a morale booster that then I thought, okay, maybe this is something I'm good at. And maybe that's the reason why I'm always standing near the kitchen, is because it's sort of calling me.
Yeah.
And I was a very average student. It's always the dream of every Indian parent that they want their kids to be either doctors or engineers. But I knew, even taking science as a major in my high school, I knew that I'm never going to be a doctor. And I always thought that I needed to be in a kitchen. When the opportunity came, I applied for the hospitality program, and it's a 3 years degree program, and in the end you just have to choose again, like which field you want to go in. And I chose culinary. And it was that was it. That was the beginning, and then I just started traveling, and never looked back.
It's a really great job, isn't it, for that? I mean, how many different countries have you worked in then? Sounds like a lot.
So this is my 6th country.
Yeah.
But I've visited way many more. I was working on a private yacht, like I was saying before, and I've been to about 80 countries. And it was an amazing experience. It was 5 years of my life, which I really, really, really cherish. You grow so much. Yes, as a person, but as a chef also. I think my basics...
Pull in and have to go and discover what the food, like the markets or just supermarkets or what...
Absolutely.
Goodness.
And we used to be encouraged to bring the destination alive. So if we were, say, in Peru, we were expected to make a Peruvian menu and like sort of Peruvian specials. Imagine like going to that country for the first time, not knowing, like when you walk outside in the afternoon and you go to these markets and you start tasting these amazing products. Obviously it comes with the research, you start researching the menus. Okay, what do Peruvians eat? And then you have like these 5 or 10 sample menus in front of you. So you get a basic idea of which direction they go in. And now how I can do justice to that food. And how I can call it my own, yet not deconstruct it and make it something completely different. So I think those 5 years has taught me so much. And I think that is why I'm going to call this a little success, because that is how it helps me make the menus, where I take these inspirations, because obviously I have never been to that place. So that's my research.
Did you keep notebooks or did you keep records?
So we
amazing.
Printing out the menus, and then like I have all my recipes still on a hard drive, and it's good because when you have to make 6 daily specials every day with changes, for the residents who stayed on board.
So who was on this?
So really, really rich people. So it was their home, maybe
Okay.
their second, third, or fourth home.
Yes.
They would come and they go as they please. The back of my mind, I can remember Gina Reinhardt is or was or is still a resident. Richard Branson was a resident. So people like that,
Okay.
who travel the world, who would call their home.
Yes.
And we had 5 restaurants there. So it was just an amazing experience just to be able to, as an Indian passport holder, to be able to go out and just to be in these amazing countries and to be able to experience whatever I experienced, and then to be not forced, but that pressure of, okay, we are in Peru, like for example, Pawan, you have to do a Peruvian menu. And then you can't say no. So what do? You push yourself.
Yes.
And then you come up with something which they will appreciate. And that's how it just, I think the basics came from Dubai and from Doha. But I grew, and that confidence came from the ship. And I think from there, Conrad Maldives, again, being on an island, it was another challenge, with logistics, where the supplies only come maybe once or twice a week. So how do you make your menus? And obviously the people are paying so much money, the expectations go up as well. And then to be able to make menus for our the first underwater restaurant ever, ITA, and then winning the world's best restaurant, that same year. So it's such like a morale booster again. And then you feel like, oh, I may be doing something right.
So what was your role there then?
I was the executive sous chef.
Oh, well, goodness.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
and then we had a gap in between where the executive chef wasn't there. And it was a transitional phase for me because I could have been promoted, but it was more like my personal life. I was thinking, I'm 5 years on the ship. Now I'm going to an island and I've completed almost a year and a half. So what's next? Do I still want to stay on an island or want to move somewhere else? And that's when the conversation started happening. And like Hilton, Conrad is, again, it's a beautiful company. And there was a position available at Conrad Tokyo. And my mum, she sort of grew up in Japan as well. Like, she's a very well-traveled woman, and she has a special connection with Japan. And growing up, my sister and I would hear stories. She would not keep quiet about Japan. And maybe that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, let me see what the fuss is all about. And yeah, I mean, without even inviting her, she came there twice. She's like, so when am I coming? I'm like,
Yes.
Mom, let me go there first and then I'll call you.
Yeah.
So that was the thing.
Have your parents been here?
My mom has, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's actually in Melbourne at the moment.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
she
lovely.
came for 3.5 months.
Oh, great.
That's the longest she stayed away from home.
Yes.
And she did come here, and she was very proud.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a beautiful property, and
Well, she would be.
to see her son succeed. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how many in your team, in your kitchen team here?
At the moment, we have 14.
That's big.
That is big, and that is what. Like I said, I've always had really good bosses, and I must say I have incredible boss here as well. Even the owner, they don't think. Obviously, at the end of the day, you want to make money. It's an investment, so that's why they've hired us to protect this asset and to make money for them. They're also very, very generous, And in return, they just want good food, a clean kitchen. And I think with the chefs also, that's what I keep telling them. You go to some other place, in some other restaurant or hotel, with 94 rooms, you don't get to work with 14 chefs. So we are so lucky here that we've been given the resources. They don't hold back. So that, one day I don't say, oh, I can't give this to you just because you didn't give me the staff.
No.
Because they've given us everything. They've never questioned me regarding ingredients, regarding the equipment. And So I feel like it's my responsibility as well to. I treat it as like my own hotel, to be honest. To protect this asset, which I'm so proud of.
That's lovely. And just to finish with, because you've had so many different experiences and you've really embraced this chef's life, what would be your advice to someone who's considering becoming a chef?
Oh, it's a tricky one, isn't it? These days, I think hospitality has changed so much, especially after the pandemic. It's sort of put things into perspective of what is important in your life. But I still feel, if you want to be a chef, it is not an easy job. And like I said, I'm not one of those old school chefs at all. I really believe in work and life balance. But I think when you're in your 20s, in your teens and your 20s, that's the time when you have to push yourself. Forget about the hours. I'm not into exploitation, but I do believe, I'm not talking about this hotel in general, I'm just talking generally, do your hours, learn your craft, get the basics right so that no one can question you later in your life. Sometimes kids these days, they move a lot. And, people are ready to pay more money, give them promotions, because there's a shortage of chefs everywhere. But I would just give them an advice. Just stay in one place, learn the craft, do your best, have patience, and it'll be fruitful in the end, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
Perfect. Would you mind just saying your full name so that when I introduce you, I say it correctly?
Sure. Pawan Dutta. So it's people pronounce it because it's DU.
Yes.
So people pronounce it as Dutta.
Yes.
But the correct pronunciation is Pawan Dutta.
Dutta. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
my
And
pleasure.
thank you for coming in on your day. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Pawan Dutta at the Royce. You can check out all the golden gloriousness on Instagram at Royce Hotel Melbourne. And if you liked what you heard and you want to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with the Chef. You can read the chat at www.conversationwiththechef.com, and of course you can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts, which you might already be doing. If you are, I would absolutely love it if you told a friend about my chats. And thanks again for listening. Have a great day.